Draw the isometric view of a cube 60 mm edge length resting on HP on one of its faces. One of the base edges is parallel to VP. Choose the origin in such a way that the front view is on the left isometric plane. So this is a problem involving the isometric view of a solid, which is a cube which is having an edge length of 60 mm. As this is a problem involving isometric view, we don't require an isometric scale. And the very first step is drawing the front view and top view as per the requirement of the question. The requirement of the question is one of the base edges must be parallel to BP. So if you observe this top view, the base edge A1, B1, it is parallel to XY line. That means it is parallel to BP. And the second requirement, that is, choose the origin in such a way that the front view is on the left isometric plane. So when you draw the isometric view of the solid, you have to choose the origin in such a way that the front view is on the left isometric plane. So what is the difference of this question and question number 4.3? So in question number 4.3, it is also the isometric view of a cube. The edge length is 50. So we shall, for the time being, we shall forget about the edge length 50 mm, and it is resting on HP on one of its faces, and one of the base edges is parallel to VP. So 4.3, that is question 4.3, is similar to the present question, but the difference is in the next question, that is in the present question, it is specifically mentioned that the front view must be on the left isometric plane. So in question 4.3, so here I have just colored the various faces. So here the front face, that is D dash, D1 dash, C1 dash and C dash. This front face is colored in yellow and this top face is colored in blue. That is A, B, C, D is in blue color and this front face is in yellow color. So when you are drawing the isometric view, this front face, that is D, D1, C1, C, D, D1, C1, C, this is on the right isometric plane. So this came on the right isometric plane only because we have taken the origin as point D1. So here, I hope you remember, we started with D1 as the origin. So that is the reason why this front face came on the right isometric plane. So this is the left isometric plane and this is the top isometric plane. So this is the direction of the front view, and what we have to do now is we have to bring this front face on the left isometric plane. So what must be done here? So in order to get this front face, that is D, D1, C1, C on the left isometric plane, what we have to do is we have to take point C1 as the origin. In this question, that is 4.3, nothing is specifically mentioned about the front view, that is where must be the front view located. Is it on the right isometric plane or on the left isometric plane? If nothing is mentioned, we shall take point D1 as the origin such that the front face will be on the right isometric plane. So in the present problem, what we are going to do now is we will be taking C1 as the origin. So when C1 is taken as the origin, what happens is this front face, that is D1, C1, C will be on the left isometric plane. So let us go through the procedure. So as I have mentioned, we have to take point C1 as the origin. You please notice that the front face is on the left hand side of C1. Sorry, this point is D1 dash and C1 dash. The front face, that is this front face, is on the left hand side of C1. So if you take C1 as the origin, the front face will be on the left isometric plane. And if you take D1 as the origin, so if you notice, onto the right hand side of D1, we are having the front face. So if you are taking D1 as the origin, we will be getting the front face on the right isometric plane. You can take this as a shortcut method. That is, if you are taking D1 as the origin, this front face will be on the right isometric plane. So onto the right hand side of D1, we will be having this front face in the front view. And if you are taking C1 as the origin, onto the left hand side of C1 we are having this front face. So if C1 is taken as the origin, the front face will be on the left isometric plane. So we shall take point C1 as the origin. Now we shall take 30 degrees to either sides, and we shall take a distance of 50 mm each because the true length is 50 mm. So here the edge length of the cube is 60 mm. So we shall take 60 mm in compass, and we shall cut an arc to the left hand side and right hand side. I have drawn a marking here. So this is the x direction and this is the y direction. In the previous problem I have taken point D1 as the origin. So that is why I have marked this marking here on the left hand side. This is the x direction, this is the y direction, and this is the z direction. So in the present problem I have taken point C1 as the origin. So C1 is on the right hand side. So that is why I have fixed this marking on the right hand side. This marking is not mandatory for the solution. It is only for helping us to construct the isometric view or isometric projection. So onto the right hand side of C1, so onto this side of C1 we are having point B1 along the base. So this point will be point B1, and onto the left hand side of C1 along the base it is D1. So onto the left hand side of C1 it will be D1. Now along the base we have to get one more point, and that point is A1. So here we are having B1, C1, D1, and we have to get A1. So as this is a square, we shall utilize the same compass with a measurement of 60 mm, and from this point we shall cut an arc to this side, and from this point again one more arc to this side. So this meeting point will be giving you point A1. And we shall join D1 A1 and A1 B1 using thin lines. Now the base plane is almost over. Now we shall take vertical heights of 60 mm each. So we shall draw the lateral edges, which are A1, B1, C1 and D1. As this is isometric view, we have to take 60 mm itself. We don't have any length reduction. So from each of these 4 points, I shall take vertical heights of 60 mm each. So when I take it from this point C1, it will be coinciding with A1, and we have to draw it as thin lines. So this point will be D, this point will be A, this point will be B, and from C1 also we are having an edge, and here we will be having one more point which is C. We shall mark it. Now we shall join D, A, B, B, C and CD using thin lines. So we got around 8 points in the isometric view, in the initial view. So we shall join the outlines using thick lines. After drawing the outline as thick lines, the next step is drawing the other possible visible lines. So in this case, all the lines along the top isometric plane, right isometric plane and left isometric plane, they will be visible. As I have mentioned in the previous problem, this is the top isometric plane, this is the right isometric plane, and this is the left isometric plane. So all the lines which are along the boundaries of the top isometric plane, left isometric plane and right isometric plane will be visible. They will be thick lines, and all the other lines, they will be dash thick lines, or in effect, all the other points which are not a part of this top isometric plane, right isometric plane and left isometric plane, they will be invisible. So we shall draw the visible lines. So in this case, in addition to the outline, D, C, CB and C1 will be also visible because they are a part of either the top isometric plane or the left isometric plane or the right isometric plane. We shall draw it using thick lines. Now we shall find out the invisible point here. So if you notice A1 is not a part of the top isometric plane or left isometric plane or right isometric plane. A1 is a part of the base plane. So A1 is invisible here. So we shall write it in brackets. So if A1 is invisible, all the edges that are starting from A1 also will be invisible. We shall check which are all those edges. So here this point is A1. A1 is along the base. So A1, B1 along the base, A1, D1 along the base and AA1 which is a lateral edge. So these three edges will be invisible. That is A1, D1, A1, B1 and A1, A will be invisible. We have to draw it using dashed thick lines. The dimensioning process is same as that of the previous problems. What we have to take care is all the dimension lines and projection lines that we are drawing in this problem or in this solution, in order to mark the dimensions, it must be parallel to any one of these three lines. That is, it must be parallel to C1B1 or C1D1 or C1C. So we shall do the dimensioning process. So I have marked the front view direction. So if you notice, this is D1, C1. So this is the front face, D1, C1, C. So D1, C1, C. So this is the front face here. So this front face, now it is on the left isometric plane. So that is what it means. So this front face is on the left isometric plane. So we have chosen the origin in such a way that the front view is on the left isometric plane. So this is the direction of the front face. It is on the left isometric plane.